back with a video. This should be a good one. This one is called Stalker, Boyfriend, and Ouija Board, 4 True Horror Stories Animated by IMR Scary Tales, which we all know IMR Scary Tales are probably not one of the best, but they're like the longest and like the most detailed and stuff, and then it goes like really into it. The last IMR video I saw, lordy, that was something. I don't even to say that all that, because like of course I had words, not good ones. But yeah, I had a lot of words for that one, so I'm assuming I'll have a lot of words for this one too. So Stalker, Boyfriend, and Ouija Board, there's 4 stories, so there's one more that's not mentioned here, but I guess we'll find out. Almost 23 minutes, so basically the episode of a show, the average show. So let's go, guys. A Ouija board.
So, I don't know where to start with this.
You got a Ouija board and you effed up, that's all there is to it.
Than my close friend. I don't want anyone thinking I'm crazy.
You are.
Anyways, it was around Christmas time when this all happened.
And you're crazy even more, you don't have a curtain.
My friend and I were really into Ouija boards, but never had the balls to buy one.
Good.
Even if I did get one, my parents would pretty much disown me. My family isn't super religious, but they definitely believed in the Ouija board enough to know how powerful it could be. So, as I was saying, this happened around Christmas time.
Okay, Christmas.
My friend came over to celebrate with my family since he wasn't too close with his. He took me aside and we exchanged gifts. He opened his first. I had gotten him a couple of movies he'd been wanting. When it was my turn to open my gift, he stopped me before I could even read the label. He said, "Make sure your mom doesn't see it." Immediately I knew what he had gotten me. I opened it and there it was. My very own Ouija board. We had a Christmas cake at my place, then went to a bar nearby. After we were done, my friend offered to give me a ride. He dropped me off. I went inside, changed into some comfortable clothes, and set up the Ouija board. I've watched YouTube and read enough of other people's experiences that I knew I didn't want to play it by myself. I called one of my other friends who was looking for something to do.
To hold the planchette?
After what seemed like forever, she finally showed up. Let me tell you, she was not happy when she saw the Ouija board. I didn't tell her what we were going to do because I knew she wouldn't show up if I did. Eventually, I conned her into playing it with me. She only agreed to play if I asked all the questions. We sat across from each other with the board in between us.
She's like,
our Christmas tree was on my left-hand side, and towards the middle of the tree, there was an ornament that looked like a little girl. She's dressed in a green cloak-type thing with a Sherpa-lined hood. My sister has a similar one, but hers is pink. Anyways, I started off with the usual opening of the circle. One of the first questions I asked was, "Is there anyone here with us?" Nothing. I then felt like something was in the room with us.
Oh, great.
I took a breath and said, "If there's anything here, move an ornament on the tree." Nothing. I said once more, "If there's anything here, move an ornament on the tree." After that, I closed my eyes for a split second when I felt the slightest breeze. Out of the corner of my eye, I see my ornament spinning counterclockwise. My friend is quick to take her hands off the planchette, and I yell at her to put her fingers back because you're never supposed to break the circle. She said she's done playing the stupid game, so I agreed to say goodbye. She leaves, I lock the door behind her, and I pack up the board.
As
soon as I close the box, I get a phone call. My mom is outside waiting for me to help her bring things upstairs. I rushed to find a hiding spot for the board because no one knew that I had it. I quickly throw it under my bed so I could deal with it later. My mom then informs me she's going to my aunt's to spend the night, so I'll be home alone. I was a little scared about what just happened, so I called my friend asking if I could spend the night at her house. Thank goodness she didn't leave yet. I packed a few things, got my coat, and left with her. What I didn't know was, later that night, my family came back home because my sister wasn't feeling too well. She had slept in my bed since I wasn't home. The next morning when I returned, my mom looked exhausted. I asked her if she was alright. She replied, "Your sister came to my room terrified and screaming. She didn't tell you?" I said, "No, what happened?" My mom went on to say, "Your sister had a horrible nightmare. She said someone or something killed your dad. She wouldn't stop shaking and refused to sleep in your room." My eyes opened so wide.
Because the Ouija board's under the bed.
Something told me to go look under my bed.
Isn't it even there anymore?
Sure enough, I was right. The lid to the box from the Ouija board was slightly open. No one knew I had it. I never asked my sister about her nightmare. After that, weird things started happening around the house. All I know is, I will never play with another Ouija board again.
At least you learned from your mistake, but again, most people have to go through it to learn. Stalker boyfriend, this one should be really good.
In 8th grade. For context, I am a white female and was struggling with really bad depression and self-harm. 7th grade to 10th. 2 years clean. Depression had a big impact on my memory, so some sections of my childhood, and this time, is completely blank. So this is as close as I can remember it, but that might not be 100% accurate.
Okay.
At the end of 8th grade, one of my close male friends, Tom, invited me to his birthday party.
Yeah, he's the pervert.
There was about 10 guys there, and me and my best friend, female. I knew about 9 of the guys there, but one I didn't recognize.
Yeah, and he's already looking sus with you.
This party took place in a garden playground.
Already sus.
We played hide and go seek, tag, and capture the flag with fake swords.
Oh, yeah, they're all sus.
As the sun began to set, Tom wanted to play hide and go seek in the dark.
Oh, of course he did.
There was a dark tunnel that went from the play structure to the rest of the park. A majority of us started to run to the tunnel to go hide.
That's so weird. Like 2 girls and then like 9 guys or 10
halfway
guys.
Through,
So
hands
weird.
shot out and tried to grab people's ankles.
That's...
I tripped and landed on my hands and knees.
It was like I wasn't
The second my hands hit the ground, a foot hit my legs as I tripped someone else. The hands in the dark laughed as Tim's friends came out from the dark. The person who tripped over me turned out to be the person I had never met. We went to a bench right outside the tunnel to check our wounds and patch ourselves up. We got acquainted, and he introduced himself as Davidson Whitaker III. He was polite, kind, and easy on the eyes.
No, he's not.
We had some stuff in common. His birthday was the same as my father's, and he was outgoing and an extrovert.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly what I needed to be a more rounded person. The rest of the night was a blur, but we spent most of the night talking. As the party was coming to an end, and people's parents were coming to pick them up, he asked for my number in addition to my best friend's. He did it in a way that he only really wanted my number, but wanted to be polite. He never seemed creepy in doing this. He wasn't unsettling. He was just a cute boy asking for my number.
Cute? Alright. Cute
Davidson,
sus boy.
or as he let me call him, Davis, and I spent the next month or so texting almost non-stop every day. I felt beautiful and wanted. It was comforting.
That's fair.
At some point, we became more than friends. We were suddenly dating, but I never wanted to go on a date. I think he convinced me to go on some date as a group, to some movie, but I don't remember it.
That's fair.
The only proof I have of this exchange is a ticket stub and his word. He
Sure,
finally convinced me to go on a real date. I wore some jean shorts and a t-shirt. He chose the location of a museum in the city. If you know me, you wouldn't know there's only 3 museums I like in the whole world, and I hate normal museums. As a kid, my mom forced me to go to all of them whenever we traveled, and I got sick of them quickly. He picked me up from my house, and now knew where I lived. I didn't think anything of it at the time.
At the time?
After we went to the museum, I went
why
out
is
to
he
dinner
always
with
mad?
him and my
Like
mom at
frowning,
my
he's
favorite Thai
pissed.
place.
No wonder he looks sus.
I even have an awkward photo to remember that moment by. After the date, however, he sent me lewd thoughts he had that whole date with me. He had attempted sexting before, but I wasn't that involved. I'd send a yeah or a daddy every 20 lines or so. I've always been a people pleaser in both ways, and just wanted him to be happy. But this time felt off. It felt real. I couldn't pretend someone else was sexting him. It was about me, and I didn't like that. It made me feel uncomfortable, and so I just buried that feeling deep. This was the first thing that felt off about him.
Just say I don't want to sext.
After that, things got worse.
And then if he has an
issue,
he's obviously not the one.
He didn't like that.
That's all there is. What?
I would take a 30-minute shower and get back to 50 to 100 messages from him.
That's
He started to make it racial. He's African-American. And kept on talking about how I needed some of his cocoa.
Oh, God.
My family is from the deep south, so anything racial makes me deeply uncomfortable. His messages got more explicit. He would detail any wet dream he had about me, and how it made him feel. It all made me so uncomfortable. Finally, I had had enough.
When your curtains are
I told
open
him
like
it
a
was over
stupid
and we
dummy.
needed to stop. It had only been about 2 to 3 months,
Is that
but I
even
couldn't take
him?
it anymore.
Is that even...
I said no. He argued. He said it wasn't fair. He said I needed him. He said he cared about me.
Well,
He said I was the only one.
you're nuts.
I said no again. That didn't matter to him. We were meant to be, and my no meant nothing to him. That scared me.
Well,
I told him I wouldn't feel safe anymore around him, and how much I hated what he was doing. I told him that I wasn't comfortable anymore because he didn't know the meaning of no.
exactly.
Because I was
That's
scared
sus.
he was going to rape me. He said he'd never hurt me. I told him to stay away from me. From my house. He showed up at my doorstep.
That's...
My parents invited him in because they thought we were still dating.
Oh my God.
I was so ashamed it wasn't working out that I just couldn't say anything. He stayed for food before I was able to get him out.
That's so creepy.
I told my parents shortly after he left to never let him return. He continued with the one-sided sexting. He sent nudes. He sent 13 red roses when I didn't talk to him for a week. I threw the roses out the window.
Oh, shit.
I've always hated flowers because they die too quickly, but he never bothered to ask. He showed up at my doorstep again, even when I begged him not to. My dad told him through the door to go away as I cowered in our living room. He scared me so much. I was never safe. Every guy around his height with his haircut gave me a fright. I was terrified he would see me and rape me. I got a boyfriend freshman year, John. A timid guy who I could break if I hugged him too hard.
I really hope that guy doesn't kill him or something, because he probably will.
Safe. Yet, Davis persisted. He texted me daily, begging me to stop cheating. He thought we had been dating this whole time.
No.
I tried everything, besides disengaging. I told him I was gay now. Not entirely wrong. I told him I was transitioning to male. He is very straight, and this was never meant to belittle trans individuals. Yet, what shook him the most was when I gave myself an undercut. Not my hair! He traded it like I was damaging his property. This persisted. Unrelated to him, I went to a therapeutic boarding school end of freshman year. I got the help and support I needed because I had tried to kill myself during freshman year. I got better and off my depression meds.
Good.
I was gone from technology and texting for 13 months and 12 days.
Wow.
I thought I was better when I came back.
13 months, holy crap.
That I had matured and could handle him.
Oh, you got a big ass window right there.
I messaged him August 20th, beginning of junior year, that I thought we could work it out. Almost verbatim, he said, "All those other girls meant nothing. You were the only one for me."
Oh my god.
And he also said that we had been dating since that night in 8th grade.
No, we haven't.
I was naive, and I thought I was in control, so we tried to make it work it out. I had 2 rules. 1, you will never ever see me in person. 2, I initiate when we talk. I still felt scared of him, and these rules made me feel safe. He told me he drove by my house every time he went to swim practice, and that he missed me. I was having none of it. I said he had 3 chances, and it was over.
3 chances?
Probably broke them 20 times. Junior year, September,
John?
I got back with John.
Okay.
He made me feel safe. I told him about Davis, and he was nicer than he should have been about my mistakes with him. We laughed at the stuff Davis said, but deep down I was scared. I am scared. I had enough when I was scrolling back through our old messages. I said no, and he replied, "But my cock says yes." I told him I was done, and I blocked him in November.
That's enough of that.
I unblocked him on Valentine's Day, and he sent about 20 messages of how much he missed me, and the exact day count since I had last talked to him. It scared me. I blocked him immediately without replying. My 18th birthday was riddled with fear, because I told Davis that I wouldn't have sex with him until I was 18 because of morals or whatever.
Wait, why'd you say you would have sex with him?
That's what I thought at the time, but now I know it was just fear.
How would you have sex with him
at all? He knows my
all?
school. He knows my address. My current best friend is trained in martial arts and self-defense for a decade.
Good.
So I hung to her all day. What should have been an exciting day of adulthood was riddled with fear that he would show up. I haven't unblocked him since last Valentine's Day. I haven't talked to him in almost a year and a half.
Good.
Yet, I'm still scared some days. Scared that the man who is obsessed with me is right around the corner.
You never know. He definitely could be. Christmas Eve
This
horror.
happened
Oh
over
god.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
I was driving back home with my girlfriend at the time. It was Christmas Eve, and my mother's family used to hold a large celebration at my aunt's house in Estacada. This was my girlfriend's first time meeting with my extended family, but she got on quite well with them. We spent the majority of the afternoon and evening just talking, playing poker, opening presents, and drinking an assortment of adult beverages.
Okay.
My girlfriend was quite drunk by the time we had to leave, so obviously, I'd be driving us home. It was around 11 p.m. or so, and I was driving my girlfriend's car along Highway 211. Now, this stretch of road is surrounded by farms and dense patches of forest, and parts of it are unlit, but nothing to fear. I grew up in this area, so I knew this road like the back of my hand.
It's still sus
Both
when
of
it's
us
dark
were
out.
just driving and talking away,
There's no lights.
just 2 young lovers making the most of our moment together. There's a part of the highway that descends down an enormous hill, just before crossing.
Okay, why is he steering in front of a straight road?
Surrounding both sides of the road are thick forests. There are no lights.
That's
the only thing we could see was the area directly in front of our headlights. I drove down the hill,
That's
across
creepy
the bridge,
as hell. That is creepy as
and
hell.
uphill through more forest. Just as the highway started to flatten out, it happens. Something sprints across the road so suddenly that I almost hit whatever it was. I slam on the brakes. I turn to my girlfriend and ask her if she saw it. She confirmed that she had, but she couldn't make out what it was. Maybe it was a coyote. They're a fairly common sight in this area, but something felt off about it. Whatever it was that ran in front of my car, it disappeared into the woods next to the road. Coyotes don't usually just dart out in front of cars. Not like that anyway. So for some reason, I decided to check it out. I turned the car around and switched on the high beams to better light up the forest in which this thing had vanished into.
Do not have all the cell phone with a
I step
flashlight.
out of the car and walk towards the woods.
Be careful.
I don't see anything. But now it feels like perhaps I made a big mistake.
Yeah, you're probably being
My
watched.
heart is pounding, and the hairs on the back of my neck are standing.
Get in your
at
car
full
and
attention.
leave.
But I still don't see anything unusual in the trees.
Get in your car and leave.
Suddenly, the car's horn blasts. It's not a beep, beep, beep that you'd get if, say, your driver or passenger wanted you to hurry up and get in the car. No, this was a long, blaring beep. I walked back into the car and asked my girlfriend why she leaned on the horn like that. She said nothing. Instead, she pointed to a spot about 50 feet from where I was standing. I looked in that direction and then I saw it. Surely, this was the thing that ran in front of the car. It was a man. He was completely naked.
Oh, okay. That's but
His skin
okay.
was covered in dirt and mud, and in one of
What's
his
he
hands,
holding?
he was holding a hatchet.
Oh.
He looked back at us, and then he smiled and waved to us just before turning around and walking back into the forest. Needless to say,
Get in your car
we
and
got
leave.
the
I don't know why
hell
the hell
out
you're
of
still
there.
even there.
Once we were safely driving again, my girlfriend explained what had just happened. While I was trying to look for the man in the area he initially vanished into, he circled back around and came out from another spot in the forest, beyond my car headlights. My girlfriend had seen something out of the corner of her eye, and that's when she saw him. Before she honked the horn, he was walking towards me, his hatchet raised, as if making to strike me.
Oh my
We called the
god.
authorities once we got safely back home.
So that's why
But
she
they never
honked.
found anybody. Or they did and just didn't tell us. But the officer we spoke to explained his theory. The man was obviously looking to ambush unsuspecting lone travelers
Clearly.
for God knows what reason. We all agreed that my girlfriend's quick thinking saved my life, as it let my potential killer know that I wasn't alone out there. I moved
Shit.
back into the area recently, so I now drive the highway often.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't he see that she's in the car
No
with him?
naked hatchet man sightings yet, but I can tell you that I'm definitely extra vigilant, especially near Deep Creek.
You never know what you're gonna see. Please be careful, please. Man with
This
the
happened
what?
a few years
Man
ago,
with bad minutes.
but I
That's what
still think about it to this day. I was on holiday in a city on the other side of the country, celebrating my 21st birthday with my best friend.
Okay.
We were having an amazing night out with a few too many drinks, and ended up meeting two guys. Let's
Sounds-
call them Andrew and Billy. They seemed like really cool guys, and we were
Seemed.
into them. So when they asked us to go back to their hotel room,
Oh
we
my
said
god.
yes.
Why? You just
Obviously
met
a silly
them.
idea, but we were young and drunk. Things were great on the way back to the hotel
They're in
room.
your car. They
We
know
were
what
all
car you
laughing
have.
and
they
having
know
a great
what-
time. When we got to the hotel room, there were two other men there as
Oh,
well.
yeah, there you go.
Let's call them Ricky
And they're
and
pissed.
JD,
Them look muscular
who
too.
were
That's
at least
great.
10 to 15 years older than us. They gave us creepy vibes, but we brushed it off.
No, that's
We
when
asked
we.
Andrew and Billy who these guys were, and they said that they were colleagues, as they were in the city for work.
Yeah,
The company
okay.
paid for their rooms. So Andrew and Billy were in different rooms, but we were all partying in Andrew's room that he shared with Ricky. I got a little too drunk, and my friend put me to bed.
Oh my god.
She said she was going to Billy's room and asked if it would be okay with Andrew, and I said yes. Keep in mind, my friend didn't have a phone either, so we basically had no way of getting in contact with each other. Another stupid thing, I know. So I'd been in bed for a while with Andrew, just talking and chilling, when he
You're in-
says, I just have to pop out and I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay.
I assumed he meant just out of the bedroom, not out of the actual hotel room. But he left the hotel room to get something from Billy's hotel room.
Oh, I wonder what
Anyway,
it is.
I was
Drugs.
just watching TV in the bed when the bedroom door opens, and I assumed it was Andrew. but my heart sank when it was Ricky, the weird colleague. He walked into the room and sat on the bed.
Can I help you?
Keep in mind, I'm very naked at this point, trying to cover myself with a blanket.
That's the plan.
He said, "You do realize that everyone has left you alone in here, right? It's just you all alone. No one is here, and no one can hear you." And continued edging closer and closer to me. Oh my god. At this point, I was completely speechless and absolutely terrified. I was completely frozen in fear, and I had no idea what to do. I tried to say something, but nothing came out. He definitely sensed my fear, and for some reason, he just got up and left.
What?
A sense of relief flooded me, and I felt silly for overreacting. That was until I heard JD, other random colleague, shouting, "Get the fuck back in there! What are you doing? This isn't what we discussed. Get the fuck back in there and do what you were meant to do. Who gives a fuck about that whore? Just get back in there and do what you need to do." I ran to the bathroom and locked myself in because I was so scared.
Probably kill her and then...
There was no way out.
Rape
and the only way out of the hotel room was through the front door, and I had to walk past Ricky and JD to get there. I was so terrified. I had a million thoughts rushing through my head, and I had no idea what to do. But I knew I had to escape.
Oh, fucking
I
shit.
decided my only option was to just leave the room and be ready to defend myself if things were to go pear-shaped. I threw my clothes on and grabbed my shoes. I opened the door, and Ricky and JD were sitting on a couch close to the bedroom door. JD said, "Hey, sexy, where are you going in such a rush? Come and join us. Come here right now."
I'm getting the hell out of here.
I said, "No thanks," and ran to the front door and ripped it open. When I got out, I was so relieved, but I was still in a random hotel in a random city with no way to contact my friend. But I thought my best option was to go to the lobby and just wait. As I was walking, I heard two men yelling down the hall. "Where are you? We know you aren't too far away. Come back and join us. You know you want to." It was Ricky and JD. I was absolutely fucking terrified by this point. I began sprinting to the elevator. I could hear them gaining on me. I never knew I could run so fast,
so over this.
but I just continued and didn't look back. I felt like I was running forever until I reached the end of the corridor, and my worst nightmare had come true. I missed the turn off of the elevator. Fucking idiot. Ha ha ha. So I had to turn and run back towards where I could hear Ricky and JD still yelling down the hallway. I found the elevator and got in. I could hear their voices getting louder and louder, and I didn't want to imagine what would happen if they got into the elevator with me. The door finally closed after what felt like a lifetime. I thought I would go down to the lobby and just wait there, because at least there would be people there, so there would be some form of safety. I got to the lobby and realized that there was no one in sight. No one at all, not even behind the desk. I sat on a couch and didn't know what to do with myself. I was absolutely terrified that Ricky and JD would come to the lobby. Then I heard the elevator ding and the door open. My heart dropped. But it was Andrew.
Okay.
I told him what had happened, and he was outraged that his colleagues did that, and he took me to where my best friend was.
Oh.
Everything turned out fine, but it could have been a lot worse. So Ricky and JD, let's never meet again.
Okay, wait, so what, the colleagues were the perverts, not the guys that they met at the place? I figured that was kind of like a setup, because the guy left, and then Ricky comes in, acting as if he's gonna rape her. No one's here with you. Okay, bye. What? Like, why do you do that and then just randomly leave? Like, obviously I'm glad that nothing happened to her, but like, why would you just like randomly act as if you're about to assault her or something like that? You're all alone in here. Okay, bye. Okay. And then afterward, get the fuck back in there and do what you have to do. Alright, well, obviously know what his intention were. My thoughts, first rape and then murder. Probably. And I don't even know what to say, because at this point you're just stupid. Because like, why the hell... This is why I don't drink. No, not even at home and come from my own bedroom. Like, I have liquor right here that I could freaking... Do I? No, I don't care. I don't care for drinking. And that's the thing. When you get drunk, you gotta be careful. You don't know what you're gonna do. You didn't have your phone on you, stupid. You talk to two random guys, okay, normal, whatever. You're gonna talk to you at the bar. 3, you go to their house, you go to their hotel, whatever the hell they live. You go to their place. You drive there with your car, so they know what car you have too. That's great. You know, or your license plate, which obviously is kind of irrelevant, but you know what I mean. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, they're special. That's all I gotta say about that, to be honest. Like, they're something. That's all I gotta say about that. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. That's their fault. I'm glad they're okay, obviously. It's good that two of the 4 guys, not the people that she met, were fine. And then their colleagues of theirs were the perverts. But that's the thing. You don't know who you're going to meet there. It could easily be a setup where 2 guys are there, 2 girls. Okay, yeah, you don't know who's going to be there at the hotel. 5 guys, 10 guys, who the fuck knows? That's why you got to be careful. That's why you don't go to anybody's house. If you're going to go somewhere with someone, make sure it's public. Just like a date from a dating app or something. You go in a public place, same as this, because you don't know them. You go in a public place, not to their house. Don't be stupid. And it's even more stupid to get even more drunk at their place. Are you retarded? You're with 2 random guys that you have no idea who. There's 2 random guys. There's 4 guys basically against you. 4 against 2. 2 are with you, but 2 seem with you. 2 are perverts, as you can already tell. So it's like, what the hell do you expect to happen? Like, what the hell do you think is gonna happen? Like, what? But oh my god. Like, seriously, people need help. Like, I don't. These people need help. Like, at least bring a phone if you're gonna go out somewhere. Like, how do you not bring your phone with you wherever the hell you go? Like, are you stupid? Oh my god. Okay, I'm done with this. That's why during the video when she was running away, I was like, I'm over this. Like, I'm just over it. Like, these girls stupid, and that's all I gotta say about that. So, obviously glad they're okay. I hope they learned their fucking lesson, because if that happens again, no guarantees they'll come out alive this time. I thought the friend was already dead, to be honest, but thank God she's not. But at least they learned a lesson. Well, supposedly, we think they learned a lesson because of what happened, but, you know. Be careful, be aware, be aware of what's going on. Do not go to someone's house if you just met them. Stupidest thing you can possibly do. Like, oh, I just met you 5 minutes ago. I'm going to come into your apartment, to your house, to your hotel. Why? Do you want to die? If you want to die, frickin' by all means. If you don't do it. Duh. That's going to be it for this video. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new. Please don't be stupid like the people in this video. Please, just don't. Please just don't. Thank you. That's it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Be sure to comment down below anything you guys saw in this video. If you're gonna comment saying this happened to me because of the same circumstances, I'm sorry, but you're stupid too. And that's all I gotta say. Just be smart about what you're doing, please. Especially if you don't know somebody. Like, come on, just think normally. Be, you know, use your gut. Do you not have any red flag instincts, or do you not have any like red flag sensors or something in your body? Like, come on now, like, use those. They're helpful. But that's it. Be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications, and as always, be sure to like this video if you did enjoy it. That's going to be it. Thanks for guys for watching. Peace out.